Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So you got a woman here, and this is all over the internet, these types of little videos and little TikToks and little whatever, of women, various women, black women, white women, whatever. It's not even a particular race, that is really pushing the whole, you gotta be like, it's okay for a woman to neglect marriage or being in a relationship, a fulfilling relationship. And ever since Kevin Samuels popularized the concept of, die alone, get a dog, die alone, blah, 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 they've been trying to turn that around like they spin doctor everything. They've been trying to turn that around to mean something else or to be something else or whatever the case. And so you're going to listen to this woman, and then we're going to talk about what she's really saying.
If y'all acting like relationships are everything they're cracked up to be, they're not. The jig is up. The only benefit of being in a relationship these days is having two incomes in the household. And the way I see it, you don't need to be in a relationship to do that. I just don't think y'all understand the level of peace you find sitting in the crib alone on a Saturday night. You don't have to worry about your man. You don't have to worry about what he's doing with that thing, who he's messaging behind your back, how many women are ignoring his messages behind your back, for that matter. Even being at the crib is more fucking peaceful. You can fart whenever you want to. You don't have to sneak off to the basement bathroom to drop a willy-nilly deuce. You could just let that shit fucking fly. You could be ugly as all home at the crib. You don't have to worry about impressing him. You don't have to worry about cooking these 5-course meals just to please your man so he thinks he has a good woman. You ever heard of girl dinner? That's the real thing. I could eat a fucking Tic Tac and a cup of coffee with some sugar-free creamer, and that will last me all fucking day. You're thinner, you're richer, and as long as your vibrator and your headphones are charged up simultaneously with a fat sack of that sweet, sticky devil's lettuce that you got at the fucking dispensary for the low, all of your credit cards are fucking paid, so you can order whatever the fuck you want off of Uber Eats should you get the munchies and want to eat more than a Tic Tac. You are good. That shit is golden. That shit is a level of peace and comfortability that I have never found with a fucking man. This shit's lit. I'm sorry. I'm really sick of y'all acting like relationships.
Now, when you go back and listen to it, she's describing, first of all, the type of man that she's describing is the type of dodo bird that these chicks really qualify for. They don't do anything to themselves in order to qualify for a better quality of man to begin with. So they suffice themselves by saying, well, all the men do the same thing. All the men are of the same low quality. So it doesn't matter what kind of woman I present as or what kind of woman I show up as in the relationship. All of the dudes, like 100% of them, all do the same, act the same. If you're in the boneyard, yeah, all the hyenas run the same software. But beyond that, beyond the type of man that she is describing, everything that she's describing is, I don't want to work. Meaning, I don't want to make any effort or make any work within a relationship to make the relationship good for the both of us. Not having to cook anything or not having to clean anything or not having to, certain things. All of what she was saying basically boiled down to, it's freeing to be not in a relationship because you don't have another person to worry about. Of course, to a degree, that is true. But that's true for men as well. He doesn't have to worry about considering what his woman wants, or there is a level of freedom to sort of move the way you want to move when you don't have another person to consider in your life. That goes for children, that goes for a spouse, right? If a single people that don't have a spouse, don't have any kids, you do move freely because you're not thinking, the decisions that you make are not directly affecting the other people that's in your immediate nuclear family. So yes, there is a truth to that. When I didn't have a husband, you were free to do certain things because I didn't have a husband to consult. I didn't have a husband to talk to about certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like it just wasn't there. So I didn't have to think about it. What they never tell you is the downside of that part. That part is like, oh, okay, cool. But then the other part of that is that they be wanting the men though. That's the part that they can't escape. That's the part that they don't say. They be wanting the men. They want the men. And eventually they want more than the sex from the men. That's what makes them miserable. That's where all that misery comes from. Because they don't just be wanting the sex from the men, they be wanting all the covering of the man. They want a man to care about them. They want a man to see them as a total person. They want the man to love them as a total human being. That's what they be wanting. And that's the part that they never say. For as long as you are single and all that kind of stuff, yeah, you can move the way you want to do, blah, 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 blah. But the vast majority of these women, especially these women whose coochie still work, you understand what I'm saying? Whether they middle age, whether they a little older, whether they a little younger, all of them who want a man want the man, because it becomes this very emptying thing to have men around you that you know for a fact is neither here nor there with you. If he can have access to you, fine. If he can't have access to you, fine, he'll move around. You understand what I'm saying? But that becomes not good enough to women because that is unfulfilling. And for as much quote unquote fun as they claim that it is, what it becomes is something that guts them because there's nothing to do. Like there's a man that you can call and he'll come drop D off to you, but he don't talk to you. He don't see you. He don't love you. He don't care about you. You're just another chick that he fool with and you know it. And so that's not fulfilling to them. That's the part that they never say. They never say, I want the full man. I want him to cover me. I want a man to love me. They never say that to nobody. All they get on here and say is, oh yeah, I can just chill in my house and I can do what I want to do and I ain't got to worry about no man, and it's peaceful. It's quiet. It's not peaceful because they're in turmoil the whole time they ain't got no man. But they so chaotic that they can't get into the healthy relationships with the men that they want to be in because they're chaotic. And she don't want no order. She just said it out her mouth. I don't want nothing that presents itself as order to me. Yet, so I gotta tell myself that this is the best possible way to live. They lie and say, oh, the happiest women are the single women. Ask Vivica Fox that. Ask Lisa Ray that. Ask Ebony Williams that. Are they the happiest women? Ask Tracy Ellis Ross that. Ask Tia Mowry. Ask them. Ask them, is they happy? They older, they got money, they can do quote unquote anything they want to do and they ain't got no man, and they get on the internet to cry about it. But y'all gonna keep listening to chicks like this. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.